Folks, we're going to get going in just a minute. Can you take your seats? Thank you. Awesome. Shabbat Shalom. How is everybody tonight? I'm Bill Parkus. I'm the president of the Brotherhood here at TBE. Welcome to Brotherhood Shabbat, both for all of you out here in the audience, as well as you guys streaming in over the web. We've taken great pride and pleasure in preparing this Shabbat service. We have been enriched by this process, and it is our hope that you will find meaning in this service as well. Brotherhood Shabbat let me see. Brotherhood Shabbat is not only an opportunity for us to give a moment of Shabbat to the congregation, it is an opportunity for us to explore who we are. Brotherhood affords us the unique forum to be who we are, Jewish men. Being a part of Brotherhood has added much to our lives, allowing us to deepen our commitment to each other, to our community, and to Judaism, as well as God. Through worship, we give voice to this, and tonight we share that voice with you. We gather tonight with friends and family to welcome Shabbat. And as we do on Shabbat, we step back from the restlessness of our daily occupations, from the frenzied pursuit of success, and take sightings on course through life. Tonight we acknowledge our essential interdependence with our fellow human beings. That to sustain life, we must live together in society and work together. If we are to realize our aspirations of a rational and spiritual life, we further acknowledge that this principle has meaning only to the extent that we enforce it in our own lives. Concepts of equality, justice, and dignity are sterile unless they are brought to life in our daily interactions with each other. To ensure the dignity of our life, we must reach out to touch and demonstrate our concerns by deeds. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
On this Brotherhood Shabbat, we enter the sanctuary to unite in worship. We come unto you, O God, ever mindful that you have created all people.
And Cain spoke unto Abel his brother. And it came to pass that they were in the field. that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. And God said to Cain, "Where is Abel, your brother?" And he said, "I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?"
We pray as our ancestors before us, that God will give guidance to our minds and hearts as we seek by our acts of daily living to answer the eternal question, am I brother's keeper? Yes, I am my brother's keeper.
Through our prayers, we can bring God near to us. We can come to understand God's role in the universe, and we can be led to live in such a way that all people will know that God is one. May our endeavors, our study, our prayer, our interactions help us to achieve these goals.
We open with Hini Matov on page 128.
Hine matov manayim shevetachim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim shevetachim gam yachad. Hine matov shevetachim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
We continue on page 138 with Lakad Odin. As is our custom, we will sing verses 1, 2, 5, and then we will rise if able and face the door to welcome Shabbat for verse 9.
Lakad Odin, Lakad Shabbat nekabela. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Shamor Zakor, Biturecha Hishlianu, El Hanu Paradonayeka, Ushemoecha, Shemu Tiferet, Lila. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Lekrat Shabbat, Lekuvenecha Hakimikor, Havarecha Merosh Likerem, Nesuta, Sof Mahaseh Masharah Be'ira. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Hikoreri kiva ore, uri shiva Voradonai, Elai Lukila. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Lakad Odin, Rakala, Shabbat nekabela. Boiv Shalom, Haterala Gambir Shimcha, Hutsuzola Hatokemune, Ansegula. Boikala, Lakad Odin, Lekakala, Pele Shaba, Nekabela, Lekadogi, Lekakala, Pele Shaba, Nekabela.
We continue on page 140 with the Psalm for the day of Shabbat, Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat.
Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot, LaAdonai, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot, LaAdonai, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon. Lehagim Aboker Kazdeka, Benan Halelot, Haleazor, Halegamel, Halegayor, Mizmor Shir Le'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot, LaAdonai, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon, Ulezamir L'Shimcha Elyon.
We continue on page 2 of the handout as we invite Trina Fuller to light our Shabbat candles.
I can take the microphone. You got it?
May the rest and quiet of this time of worship refresh our inner life and renew us in the sense of holiness. Fill our hearts with Shabbat peace and serenity, that we may hear the voice of our innermost soul and be moved to build our lives on the abiding foundations of all that is holy. That is what Shabbat must be for, not to tear the world apart, not to wrestle with time, but to let warmth and care and light come forth from deep within ourselves. These candles represent our setting aside this holy time, and their light illumines our innermost selves. Their brightness is a reminder of our constant hope.
Gotta get up something here.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Shabbat shalom. I turned it off.
We continue on page 144 with the Hatzi Kaddish.
Yitkadash v'yitkadash shemei Rabba Yalma divrati kutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayekon uv'yomekon uv'chayekon b'Yisrael V'agala uv'zman tari v'imelu Yesh mei Rabba Midora Le'alam Rab Me'amaya Yidbara V'yit barach, v'yit tabach, v'yit par, v'yit roman, v'yit naseh, v'yit hadar, v'yit haleh, v'yit halal, shemei kudashah, Le'ela min kol birkata v'shirata, tushtekata v'nechemata, da'am b'iran be'alma, v'ignaru.
Please rise if you're able for the Barakua on page 146. Please be seated.
Please join me as we read responsively the Ma'ariv Arvim on page 2 of our handout. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star. We yearn to reach you, to seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone. Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and the joy of your presence.
Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim.
All goodness and truth are yours, O God. May no evil estrange us from you. Let error not confound us. Help us understand your will. And in adversity and prosperity, may your law be our light. May our deeds reflect your love.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Amo Yisrael.
Please rise if you are able for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Navuto Le'olam Voed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 154.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levacha u'b'kol nafshecha u'b'kol mirdecha v'hayu ha'varim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzvacha hayom al levavecha v'shinanta levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'reitecha u'v'lechtecha v'atemet ובשוכבך ובקומך ובשלטן לאור על ידך והיו לטוטפו בין עיניך וכתבת על מזון ביתך ובשעריך למען תשאלו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Please join me on page 2 in the handout with the reading for Michamocha. We are a people who in the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasts a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. There are times when we feel that all is possible. We are surging within. There are songs we sing when we feel our souls able to soar. Come then, all people, and sing now a song to freedom's might, a song of opportunity born, a soaring song. Mikamocha is found on page 158.
I was very spiritual that last night. Sambung terbang dari Madonna, di kampung jangan terbawa koyas, orang terhilang oh sefela, orang terhilang oh sefela. Malahut seka waivaneka, pokeyayam yudemosha sumuriam. Elianu ve'amaru, Elianu ve'amaru, Adonai Eloh le'olam va'ed, Adonai Eloh le'olam va'ed. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני יעקב והאלוהים יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel. Next we sing Haporat Sukkot Shalom, and what page is that on? Yeah. Yeah. Baruch atah Adonai Haporat Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Haporat Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Yerushalayim ve'amor Yerushalayim, Shalom. V'al Yerushalayim, v'akol Amor. V'al Yerushalayim, Shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukkah. Shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'akol amo Yisrael.
Vishamu is on page 162.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'doratam b'rit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat v'doratam b'rit olam. B'nei Yisrael, Ohi le'olam, Ohi le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'rit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'rit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'doratam b'rit olam.
Please rise if you are able for the tefillah beginning on page 164. We will read together through page 170 and then silently through page 180. Please feel free to pray the words on the pages or the words of your own heart. When you are finished with your prayers, please be seated.
Adonai zesataytika ufiyadu b'michatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'emotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chastei Avodim Ahom, U'Mevi U'Lalim Leihem, L'Ma'an Shemon Ve'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Mageh, Baruch atah Adonai, Mageh Abraham Zachara, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayek hakol atah v'hoshia, morid ha'atzah, Mechakech chayim ben v'hesed, Mechayek hakol berachmanim rabim, Sohomet notli v'rofeh koholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem enumato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'gevurot, Umiboho mehelah, Melech meni umechayeh, umatzmiah Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, v'kadoshim v'chayim v'chachul asara, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
There is holiness when we strive to be true to the best we know.
There is holiness when we are kind to someone who cannot possibly be of service to us.
There is holiness when we promote family harmony.
There is holiness when we forget what divides us and remember what unites us.
There is holiness when we are willing to be laughed at for what we believe.
There is holiness when we love truly, honestly, and unselfishly.
There is holiness when we remember the lonely and bring cheer to a dark corner.
There is holiness when we share our bread, our ideas, our enthusiasm.
There is holiness when we gather together to reach God through prayer. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, and blessed are my ancestors. In youth, I struggled with my heritage. I fought with my parents. In adulthood, I have come to understand my parents. Now, instead of struggling against my heritage, I struggle to know my heritage. So too, my children struggle with me, perhaps in every generation.
Blessed are you, Adonai, who gave shield to my ancestors, who is my shield, who I pray will shield my children.
One of the microphones down. I'm just checking out the microphone. Everybody stand over here.
Hjulet Hudson imrefi. Hjulet Hudson imrefi. Vägjon libi lefaneka. Adonai suri vego hali.
Yehule Ratzon Yemrefi. Yehule Ratzon Yemrefi. Ve'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri v'go'ali. Yehule Ratzon imrefi. Yehule Ratzon imrefi. Ve'yon libi lefanecha. Adonai tzuri v'go'ali. Adonai tzuri v'go'ali. Thank you, sweetie.
We now proceed to the Torah service beginning on page 364. I have the honor to invite to the Bema Bill Parkas, Brotherhood President, and Rabbi Winston, and Cantor Regina Hayut, who will be opening up the Ark and joining us during the Hakvad. Rabbi Daniel, who will read the Torah portion this evening. Please rise if you are able.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. U'davar Adonai Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedusha Shalom. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu Adonai Gadol Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti U'amama Shemo Yada. Lecha Adonai HaGedola VaGedola VaTiferet VaNekeza VaHaHod. Ki kol bashamayim uvaret. Ki kol bashamayim uvaret. Adonai Amalekah V'hamitzvei L'chol Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Haolam, Haolam, Omen. Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Haolam, Haolam, Omen. HaTorah, V'yama Avodah, V'yadim Milim Tasadim. HaTorah, V'yama Avodah, V'yadim Milim Tasadim. Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Haolam, Haolam, Omen. Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Asosha Divari, Haolam, Haolam, Omen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Okay, great. I'll stay here. Yeah, thank you.
All right, what do we got here? All right. All right. Tonight our the Aliyah will be given by Joe Pollock. There we go.
Baruch Adonai Habarah.
Baruch Adonai
Habarah Elam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan banu et torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Adonai Moshe v'Hashinai Gemur Domer Bnei Israel v'Bata Alehem Ki Kavru El Haaretz Asher Ani Noten Lahem V'Shamta Al Haaretz Shabbat Adonai Sheish Shanim Tizror Sadeha V'Sheish Shanim Tizmur Chamecha V'Asavta Et V'Rota U'Shana Hashvi'it Shabbat Shabbaton Yeh Ba'aretz Shabbat Adonai Sadeha V'Tizro V'Chamecha V'Tizro.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'tzokenu. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
What did you
All right. So we're going to do our traditional blessing for people who need healing, the Mashir Barach. This week, tonight, blessings need to be or should be offered for Joanna Mabry, Debbie Paseric, Joanne Bloomberg, Marilyn Jeffs, Valentina Wolfson, Hillary Handwerger, David Bloom, Judy Eisenberg, Milton Child, Jake Waxman, Brigitte Ford, Roxanne Pawandra, Joel Berger, Margaret Leslie, Karen Simon, Andrew Pabers, Steve Gill, Stacy Young, Sidney Yozem, Barry Hopkins, Dave Gordon, Julie Lambert, Ann Washik, Stephen Russman, Bill Wilkes, Allison Conroy, Debbie Weiner, Rick Spear, Buddy Tepper, Kerry Thorpe, Steve Conway. And you are free to add any names to the list as my hand goes across the congregation.
Bless us as well.
You can do Hagba.
Everyone rise, please. Vizor HaTorah Asher Zamoshe Lifnei Israel Ani Adonai V'yad Moshe La 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 let's roll. Okay, let's start again. It's high
Leviticus is about relationships. Throughout the 27 chapters of Leviticus, God explains to the Israelites how they should behave to remain faithful. These desired behaviors come in the form of mitzvot, the laws of God. Leviticus aptly ends with Bahar, a single portion this year, with God continuing to reveal a higher level of living expected of God's people. There is meaning here from the Torah that is relevant to modernity. In Bahar, meaning on the mountain, God continues to demand adherence to the Sabbath, which in Genesis imitates God's efforts to create the world and then rest when the work is done. In Deuteronomy 5, the emphasis is that we should then rest when that we should remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the eternal God led us from there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. We should therefore observe the Sabbath day. Here in Bahar, Sabbath reminds us that we are not slaves, and through Sabbath we are free from the shackles of our jobs which bind us at least for a day. In Bahar, we find freedom, not just for ourselves, but for the entire earth. God extends the concept of Sabbath and its chronological elements to land use and stewardship. When you enter the land that I assign you, the land shall observe a Sabbath of the year. 6 years you may sow your fields, and 6 years you may prune your vineyard and gather in the field. But in the 7th year, the land shall observe a Sabbath rest. You shall not reap the aftergrowth of your harvest or gather your grapes of your untrimmed vines for commercial purposes. You may only gather for your family's needs. This Sabbath frees the land from human subjugation and draws humanity into a closer relationship with the land and natural world, a relationship fraught with fears of the unknown and time determined not for your benefit, but for other responsibilities. In this case, providing for the care of an aging parent who now needs our help as we once needed his. I look around the sanctuary and I know that there are people out here who are going through this issue either now or in the recent past. Joanne's 91-year-old father, John, is beginning to falter, more physically than mentally. He is unstable on his feet and requires a walker. He requires assistance in basic personal care and has suffered 2 strokes, diminishing his ability to talk as well as swallow food and drink. All liquids need to be thickened and solids processed to a porridge-like consistency. Together, Joanne and her 2 brothers prepare and deliver food provided for John's daily care and maintains the house for everyone's safety and quality of life. Caregiving is stressful, fatiguing, and if you let it, depressing. During these periods of life, the land can lie fallow. With no planting or periods of growth, life can feel dormant. To combat the stress, the family looks for opportunities such as our annual cousins party and other holidays to come together with all the grandkids, nieces, and nephews to enjoy the time that we have with John. We all realize this is not a situation that will last forever. Time will see to that. We will, at some later date, reclaim the land, and our lives will flourish once again, as did the Israelites after their 3 years of tribulation. The purpose of brotherhood is to bring Judaism into men's lives, to offer opportunities to let them envision the world differently, if only for a moment, that life is more than a 7-day-a-week grind. There needs to be room in there for self-exploration, learning, and socializing with other Jewish men. Men typically are not joiners, often putting their family's needs above their own. Neither are men the consumers of religion in the Western world. So there needs to be a reason for men to enter this building, besides familial responsibility. Brotherhood strives to fill that gap in men's lives. Brotherhood is about relationships and building Jewish life and community. Shabbat Shalom. Josh, you want to come up and count the Omer?
We have to play catch up here, though, because the other 6 aren't up, so hold on a second. Oh, you're right. Thank you. I missed that top barley. They do. Okay, here we go. Is this, it is on your page 5 of your loose sheet of your handout. Let's say the blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu
Sfirat ha'omer hayom shmona ve'esrim yom shehem arba'a shavuot la'omer. Today is the 28th day, making 4 weeks of the Omer. That was all the fun I had today.
Great. All right. Where's Ralph? Please rise and turn to page 586 for the Aleinu.
Aleinu ראשית, שלא עשינו ככלי הרצון, ולא שמענו כמשפט אדמה, שלא שם אלוקינו כהם, וגורלנו ככל העולם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
Please be seated.
Please join me reading responsibly from the top of page 4 of the handout. And then all that has divided us will merge.
And then compassion
will be wedded to
power.
And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind.
And then
both men and women will be
gentle.
And then both women and men will be strong.
And then
no person will be subject to another's will. And then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many. And then all will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old. And then all will nourish the young. And then all will nourish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. We continue on page 591.
Vayom Malchut Yelem Adonai Echad U'Shemo 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 Echad.
All right. Tonight, the people who are, we observe people for, oh, God, I'm sorry. Oh, yes, sorry. I moved up.
Life After Death by Laura Gilpin. These are the things I know, how the living go on living, and how the dead go on living with them, so that in a forest even a dead tree casts a shadow, and the leaves fall one by one, and the branches break in the wind, and the bark peels off slowly, and the tree cracks, and the rain seeps through the cracks, and the trunk falls to the ground, and the moss covers it, and in the spring the rabbits find it, and build their nest inside the dead tree, so that nothing is wasted in nature or in love.
Thank you. I got that. The members of the community for whom we are observing Shloshim are Paul Vanek, Franklin Fisher, Esther Pollins. We're observing yurt sites for Gary Alter, Norma Bernstein, Barbara Boll, Janina Casper, Arlene Della Donna, Max Denson, Blanche Eldon, Abraham Goldsmith, Sophie Gorn, Sylvia Gottsman, Stephen Gradwell, Kenneth Hilfman, Robert Holliber, Marilyn Cronick, Henry Lieberman, Milton Lipson, Myrtle McMullen, Robin Melnick, Sally Meltzer, Joy Newman, Miriam Pillay, Eleanor Ratner, Roland Rhodes, Samuel Sparrow, Samuel Sparrow, Zelda Shaw, A. Harry Schwartzwald, John Scott, George Smith, Nathan Solomon, Eleanor Sunshine, Virginia Teach, and Lena Weiner. And if you'd like to add any names to this list, you can certainly do that at this time. So please rise if you are able for Kaddish on page 598. V'yid kadol v'yid kadash shamei rabah b'alma devah hutei v'yamlich melchutei v'chayei hon yomech hon huvchayei dekol beit Yisrael v'agalah uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabah nivrach le'olam u'lei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shenei dekudisha rehu ve'elam min kol berchata v'shuata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiram b'yalma v'yimu amen. Yehi shalom rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'yimu amen. Osei shalom b'murav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Osei shalom b'murav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu
Please be seated.
I'm going to go rogue here.
Hmm?
I'm going to go rogue because it doesn't say I'm supposed to say anything. But
Okay, go rogue.
I was just saying to Bill that I'm going rogue because it's not in this service.
That's what it
that
is.
I'm allowed to talk right now, but I'm
Yes.
going
Just take
to
it.
say thank you to the Brotherhood because we always get thanked by whoever is the Bema honor every week, all of us. So thank you, both of you, of course, and all of the Brotherhood for leading Shabbat services tonight. To Ray as well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll let him do the rest.
Yeah,
of it.
I got that.
But also, I wanted to make sure. Thank you as well for that Devar Torah and your own certainly personal connections there, and it couldn't have been a better Devar Torah to continue to reintroduce Marissa Quigg, who is our social worker now working. Marissa, stand up for us. Stand up. So thank you. Yeah. So Marissa joined our staff, about 6 weeks ago now, I think, right? 6 weeks. And she's working here and at Beth Israel and with JFS and is here especially for lots of different reasons, for sure, but especially for circumstances much like you described, Bill. So to make sure that everybody knows Marissa, and she'll be at the Oneg, and you should introduce yourself and hopefully get to know her. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, so a service like this does not come together on its own. I've got lots of people to thank. Marty Luddington and obviously Ted for writing it and leading it. Women of TBE, Trina, Bobby, and Esther for lighting candles and ushering. Rabbis Dan and Josh and Cantor Hayut for your participation. Mark for your Hagba. Ray for playing beautifully. Let's see. I have got some items here. I think it's in here. It's already Yeah. So in terms of upcoming events, I'm just going to highlight a few, and then I'm going to ask you in the audience to, let us all know of any events that are coming up, either from Sisterhood or from other quarters of the congregation. Family Euchre Night on Saturday, June 1, 8 p.m. in the Adult Lounge. Grab a partner or come alone. Contact Dave or Stryker with any questions. Important, the Genesis annual meeting and tri-board meeting is going to be Tuesday, June 11th at 6:30 in the social hall. The boards really are the only ones who need to be there, but it's good for the congregation to turn out and see how both congregations act together and work together. I think that's the main purpose of a meeting like this for the congregation, is to come out and see the way that both congregations like each other and work well together. Women of TBE bulb sale through May 26th. You can call, just ask any of the ladies tonight about that. Summer services begin in July. Any other? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is that, that's not on here. It's on the other side? Oh, yes. Yes, the TB annual meeting on June 5th at 7 p.m. That's right. Please come.
Speech, I can do the blessing.
A personal thank you from me to Regina for all the help she gave me on this.
Yes.
This evening's donation is sponsored by the Pearson family.
Yes.
And I have one more announcement. May 22nd, so that's next Wednesday, Marianne Perron and I are going to be giving a talk about our trip to Honduras from about 6 weeks ago or so, as well as there will be an art display up of artwork that was created by children who were held at Tornillos. They were the artwork was made while the kids were being held there, and then when the camp shut down, the woman who I guess was in charge of that offered the artwork to one of the local priests, and a photographer in El Paso took pictures of all of the artwork, and there's a display that I got a hold of, and so that'll be up on May 22nd for everybody to see as well. I believe that's at 7 o'clock, I think. It's on our calendar, but May 22nd.
We need you to do the creepy crawly thing.
Right.
Oh, yes.
You got to hold the wine.
Yeah, okay, I'll hold it, but you have to do the speech.
Okay. Should I also invite anybody up who feels like they're a young person?
I'm trying to see. Right. Please do that.
You guys.
Go ahead.
All right.
We represent.
Here we go. Here they come. All right.
Come on
nice.
down.
I like it. Oh, here comes Eva.
All right.
Here comes Molly. Here comes everybody. Okay. All right. At the very beginning of everything, when God created the heaven and the earth, God made a separation between the sea above and the sea below, and God planted plants on the earth, and put the sun and the moon and the stars in the sea above, and put the fish and the sea monsters in the sea below, and the flying creatures in the sea above, and then created all of the creepy crawly things to crawl all over the earth, and then finally created us, human beings, and said to us, now it's time to rest.
Page 123, if you need it. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu Vishabhakasham Vyava Uratam Yindilanu Zikaram Maasai Vareshi Kihuram Tevila Limikrai Kodesh Zedelitziyam Nimitzrayim Kiranu Veratam Vyotanu Kidashtam Mikohalim Vishabhakasham Vyavavuratam Himhatanu Baruchatam Adonai Mekadesh Hashem L'chaim. Zinfandel, I think from Northern California.
A good year.
Yeah, good year, excellent. Okay, everyone want to take a hold of it? I actually will. Let's just do this right over here. Thank you very much. Okay, you ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'anu. Whoa. What? Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And you're going to the social hall, I guess.
I think you're doing a song.
You are.
Oh, I got no song. That's right.
Yes, you got to do it one more round, and then we'll say Shabbat Shalom.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a closing hymn. Okay. I don't know him. And do we have a page? Ted introduces and leads closing song on page 625. 625. Adon Olam, Hashem Olam, B'Terem Tov, Yitzur Nivam, Ve'et Matzah, Ve'et Tov, Hazan Melech Shemo Yikra, Ve'acharei Kiyom Hamon Levado Yibom Voram Vehu Hayam Vehu Olam Vehu Yiyem V'tifarat Adon Hashem Olam B'Terem Kol Yitzur Nivra Ve'et Natzah B'Chev Tzoko Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Ki Lo Hakol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hove Vehu Yiyeh V'Tifarat Adon Olam Hashem Olam B'Terem Kol Yitzur Nivra Ve'et Natzah B'Chev Tzoko Hazai Melech Shemo Nikra V'Yacharei Ki Lo Hakol Levado Yimloch Nora Vehu Haya Vehu Hove V'Tifara, Vehu Haya, Vehu Hove, V'Tifara. What? Keep doing more. Let's work heavenly בטרם כל יצוניקה, ועת נשא בקמצוקו, אזי מלקשמוניקה, ויחרי כלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך הרע, והוא היה והוא עובד, והוא יהיה בתפארת. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יצוניקה, ועת נשא בקמצוקו, אזי מלקשמוניקה, ויחרי כלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך הרע, והוא היה והוא עובד, בתפארת, והוא היה והוא עובד, בתפארת. One more verse.
One more verse.
בידו הפקידותי באישה והעירה ואימותי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא עירה אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יצוניקה, לעת נשא בקמצוקו, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ויחרי כלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך הרע, והוא היה והוא עובד, והוא יהיה בתפארת. אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יצוניקה, לעת נשא בקמצוקו, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, ויחרי כלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך הרע, והוא היה והוא עובד, בתפארת, והוא היה והוא עובד, והוא עובד בתפארת, והוא היה והוא עובד בתפארת.
Shabbat Shalom.
And now, everybody, thank you. Prayer books to the front, make the ushers happy. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. See you in a few minutes. Okay, well, I'll do it that way from now on. Oh, thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Nice service. It was good. Shabbat Shalom. It was great.